All right. Find the solutions for each equation using a table. Round to the nearest tenth. And I don't really like this because it's guess and check, and I'm not a big fan of guess and check. We can use a couple of strategies. So first of all, we want to know how many solutions we're looking for. In a quadratic, we can have 1, 2, or no real solutions. And the way we figure that out is we plug in b squared minus 4ac. Okay, and if b squared minus 4ac, there's 3 different cases that we could have. Case 1, if that is equal to 0, then we have 1 solution. In case 2, if it's greater than 0, we have 2 solutions. And case 3, if it's less than 0, we have no real solutions. There's some imaginary solutions, but we're not worried about those right now. Okay, so we can plug that in and figure out how many solutions we have. Another strategy is to find the vertex, and this is in standard form, so we can find the vertex is negative b over 2a. B is negative 6, so that's a positive 6. A is 1, so 6 over 2, which gives us 3. So our x value is 3. We can then plug that in to find our y value. So 3 times 3 squared is 9, minus 18, minus 16, and that gives us negative 25, I believe. Yeah. So when x is equal to 3, it's negative 25. And we can use that information in a couple of ways. First of all, because it's at negative 25, our y value is negative 25, that means our graph, which we were not told to graph this one, we were told to use a table, but I'm kind of cheating a little bit. So we're going to say this is negative 25. Because it's at negative 25, we know, and our parabola is facing upward, we know that because our a value is positive, it's positive 1, we know we're going to have 2 solutions, or 2 places where the graph crosses the x-axis. That means we have 2 solutions. Okay, so we can use that information from the vertex. The other thing is we know that one of our numbers has to be to the left of 3, and one of them has to be to the right of 3. Okay, so let's start on the left of 3. I actually know what the answers are, but we'll go through a few of them anyway, just to make sure. So let's start with, let's just start with, well, we could figure out a lot of things that way. Let's do this. Let's start with negative 4. So I'm going to say my first x value is negative 4. Negative 4 squared gives me 16. Negative 4 times negative 6 is a plus 24, and a minus 16. Those are going to cancel. We get a positive 24. So that's not 1. The next number I'm going to plug in is a negative 2. Sorry, that goes here. Negative 2. Negative 2 squared gives me 4. Negative 2 times negative 6 is a positive 12. And minus 16. 4 plus 12 is 16. 16 minus 16 is 0. So that's actually one of my answers. And what we can do now is, because we have an answer and we know that it's to the left side of our vertex, we also know that to get from negative 2 to positive 3, that's a distance of 5. And so our other, because they're symmetrical, we should be able to figure out the other part of our vertex is going to be it's going to be 5 the other direction, so 5 to the positive. So it will be at positive 8. Okay, so I know that 3 is negative 25. The difference from here to here is 5. And so because it's symmetrical, the distance from here to here is going to be 5. Our next place where we are going to hit a 0 is at 8. Hopefully that makes sense. You can just keep plugging in numbers until you find the solutions. It is helpful to have the vertex to kind of know, okay, where's your center? You're going to have one to the left, one to the right, so you know at least where to look. Okay, and that's it for this one. I wouldn't worry too much about this. There are much better ways of solving quadratics than using a table.